Good afternoon, my name is Geneva Garanda and this is my team.
Hi, my name is Kaya Cheek and I'm the CTO.
Hi, my name is Arissa Singh and I'm the Head of Research and Development.
Hi, my name is Malia Mesa and I'm the CFO.
During our tour of the fire department this week, we noticed that the hazmat unit has a very difficult time checking the amount of oxygen in their tanks. Our solution for this problem was a pressure gauge that sends signals directly to the hazmat truck so they can get live updates and increases safety.
So our idea was to create a gauge with a sensing element and a radio transmitter that could pick up the oxygen levels and transmit that to the engine outside. So it would create an electrical signal which could then be picked up by a radio receiver and sent to a monitor so the people would be able to see their colleagues' oxygen levels. The reason we chose to use radio waves was because it reaches up to 10 miles, which is more than enough for what the distance the hazmat unit is reaching. And two things part of the attire that they are to wear that we wanted to keep was the vibrating regulator, which vibrates their mask when their oxygen tank reaches 30%. This way it'll be a backup just in case something were to fail. And we also decided to have our system be battery powered. Another idea we had was to create a software or program that can be accessed on a tablet, monitor, or computer. This way, for say they have multiple units going out into the hot zone, they would be able to connect multiple of the gauges so they can see all of their team's oxygen levels.
And so for our materials for the outside housing outside of the analog pressure gauge, we were planning to use polyethylene, which costs about 28 cents per gram to purchase, which would total around $12 since we would plan on utilizing about 127 grams of polyethylene. And the reason why we decided to use polyethylene is because it is resistant to most mixtures, including chlorine. It is resistant to ammonium, and it is fireproof, so it's very safe and appropriate to utilize for a technology that's aimed at helping the hazmat and fire departments. And for the analog pressure gauge, that will cost around $20 to $30 to buy one.
Some grants that we can apply for are CID and Firehouse sub, and CID gives us up to $2,500 and Firehouse sub gives us to $15,000 and $45,000. Reduces accidents with the pressure gauge. It tells us when the oxygen levels are low so we can let the hazmat workers know that they have to get out of there. And then provides real-time safe monitoring is when the pressure gauge sends like signals to the rig and it helps them know what pressure gauges they're at. And increases efficiency is when they have less time, like really have more time to get whatever they need and to take their, not take their hand out the rest to check their gauge.
Overall, our product aims to improve oxygen monitoring and increase efficiency for the fire and hazmat teams because that way they don't constantly have to worry about how much oxygen is in their tanks. And it can help potentially save lives because in 2021, there was an incident with a firefighter in Chicago who passed away due to limited oxygen monitoring systems.
Thank you. Do you have any questions?
Yes. So one correction real quick. So in the tank, it's compressed air, it's not oxygen. There is oxygen, but it's not all oxygen, right? You didn't mean that there was oxygen completely in there, right? Okay, just wanted to make sure, because that would be a little scary. So the gauge is remote, and somebody as far away as 10 miles can actually monitor what's going on?
Yeah, that's why we decided to utilize radio waves because it allows for monitoring at that distance.
Okay, okay, and okay, I think I understand. All right, thank you.
how would you market the product to different fire departments?
I think what we would do is we would highlight incidents where firefighters have unfortunately passed away due to the limitations of monitoring within the air in their tanks, to show that this product can help save lives and improve efficiency.
I noticed that those are all air tanks. Those can also be used inside the jails because they also have those air tanks there because they respond to those fires before firefighters can get there. Sometimes those walls are thick and radio waves don't get through on some things. So how would you combat that if there's a different way to do that?
Well, since we are in the prototyping stage, we would ultimately have to go through a series of trials and experiments, as that's a typical procedure when designing a final product. So that would be an aspect of our design that we would refine during the experimental stage.
Very good, like that. Good concept, thank you.